Defamatory statements. It is a warning he did not heed. He's also viciously attacked Special Counsel Jack Smith, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. The New York Times reports that, quote, some lawyers have said that if Trump were an ordinary citizen issuing these attacks, he would be in jail by now. Trump's potentially dangerous rhetoric and the threat of political violence in America is where we begin this hour with some of our favorite experts and friends. Former Assistant Director for Counterintelligence at the FBI, Frank Figliuzzi, is back with us. Also joining us, former Department of Homeland Security Chief of Staff, author of the book Blowback, A Warning to Save Democracy from the Next Trump, and the host of the Whistleblowers podcast, Miles Taylor is here, and Democratic strategist and director of the public policy program at Hunter College, Basil Smikle is here. Miles, you have so much going on, but I know you are animated and motivated by this desire to warn of the natural endgame for Trump and his supporters, and that has been something you've been warning about the loudest, maybe the longest, you and Frank Figliuzzi. Talk about what you see in this moment.
Well, this book, Blowback, Nicole, I didn't want to write it because, as I've said to you many times, I don't want to be talking about politics anymore, but we're stuck in this environment where political violence is one of the biggest threats to our country. And the reason I talk extensively about it is because we now have a political party that is mainstreaming that violence as an acceptable tactic. And the studies show that the GOP base is embracing it. But one of the worries is that this was foreseeable. It was very foreseeable. In fact, there's someone I want to quote. Go back to 2016, one of Donald Trump's Republican opponents for the GOP nomination very prophetically spelled this out. He warned that Trump had a history of inciting violence, that his henchmen did, that if he took the White House, he would be like Michael Corleone from The Godfather, and that this would be a very dangerous environment because he would run that administration like a mafia and he would act like a mobster. That person who made that warning was Ted Cruz, the same U.S. senator who this week defended Donald Trump against the charges in Georgia. So that just goes to show you how powerful this radicalization has been, that the same people who were warning that this guy would incite mass violence have now been brainwashed to go out there and defend him for some of those past acts that led to violence. I think it's a big worry. Donald Trump continues to blow that dog whistle. He did it to me when I came out against him. And it's why, Nicole, many times I've joined your show from different places. One of the apartments I used to join your show, we had to leave that apartment because of the menacing packages and messages that were arriving there with regularity. We did not feel like it was safe to stay there anymore. And I don't need people's sympathy, but it's just one example of many, many examples of this happening around the country. And unfortunately, now we are seeing that with the jurors in this case, which is wrong, and law enforcement should pay close attention to whether there's further violations of the law because of that intimidation.